two-step equation word problems. Floyd is an aspiring music artist. He has a record contract that pays him a base rate of $200 a month and an additional $12 for each album that he sells. Last month he earned a total of $644. Well, the two words that you're looking for in these word problems, because you want to figure out where does the letter go? Where am I going to variable? Because it says right next statement, it says, write an equation that determines the number of A albums that Floyd has sold. Well, would that go with the 12? Would that go with the 200? Or would that go with the 644? Well, it wouldn't be the 644 because they have the word total there. That's what it's going to be equal to. Now, as for the 200, it talks about a rate of 200, but then it says $12 for each item. So the key word that you're looking for in word problems to help you put the letter down is you're looking for the word per, because sometimes they'll use the word per, and then sometimes they'll use the word each. And these are tip-offs to where the letter goes. So you're going to say 12, letter A. And the reason why I know it's 12A because I see the word each. Now, as for the base rate, he gets $200 a month. So it doesn't matter how many albums he sells. That's just the plus 200 he gets. So he gets $200 a month. And then the total, we already mentioned at the beginning, the total is 644. So that should be my equation. So my equation should be 12, letter A, and make sure that you use the proper letter here. Because a lot of students will mess this up because they'll turn around and use an X or something, and Khan Academy won't accept that. So make sure you use the letter they ask for. In this case here is an A. So we have 12A plus 200 is equal to 644. Now we want to do is figure out the actual number of albums sold. So we actually want to solve for the letter A. So we're going to use what we used before. We're going to use the rule, the Bcd rule. So circle your letters and box your numbers. You should realize that the 200 goes. So that's the negative 200. Okay, cross that out. So I get 12A is equal to 444. So 444. Now what I want to do is I want to divide both sides by 12. So now you can use your calculator here. What you probably have to do is you first got to cut this off for a moment. Cut your calculator on. Now you can bring this back up. And we're going to type in 444. So 4, 4, and a 4. Press our division sign and divide this by 12. And our answer, as you clearly see by the calculator, is going to be 37. So 37 is going to be our answer here. So 37. So let me cut the calculator off. And let me just 37. So let's check this. Let's see, does he have to sell 37 albums in order for him to make $644? And that one is correct. Now remember, you want to look for the word per and each. Those words do come up a lot in these word problems, so use that to your advantage. Now, there is some cases where they don't come up there, but they do appear more often than what you think. So anytime you see the word per or each, that will tell you where the letter goes. So that's why I knew that the letter immediately went with the A, because I saw the word each. Another key word you want to look for is total, and that's the number that's by itself. So in this case here is a 644. Now as for the other number, in this case the 200, that's like what I call the adjusting number, because sometimes you add by it or sometimes you subtract by it. In this case here, it's an increase of $200 he gets per month regardless, so that's going to be a plus 200. Okay, we go on to the next one. Now the next one you have, it deals with a, let's see, at the beginning of the season, McDonald had removed 5 orange trees from his farm. Each of the remaining trees produced 210 oranges for a total harvest of 41,790 oranges. What you want to do is you want to write an equation to determine the initial number of orange trees on McDonald's farm. So when they're talking about the initial numbers, they want to know what did he have to start with before he removed the 5. So how many orange trees were there before the removal of the 5? Now, looking at this, he had to remove 5 orange trees from his farm. Each of the remaining trees produced 210 oranges for a total harvest of 4,170. So this is your total. See, because you clearly see the word total here. Now this one's going to be done a little bit differently because we actually have to use a parentheses here. Because what we want to do is we want to figure out how many trees was originally on the farm. See, because he had T number of trees. See the T number of trees? So you're going to say T. But see, these trees were altered. So whatever T stood for, he removed 5 trees. So we're going to subtract this by 5. See, that's like the adjuster there. Now, we're going to set this equal to 41,790. Because what you're after is how many trees did he have before he removed. So if you remove something, that's like subtraction. Now, of course, you see the word each, and you see it around the 210, and you think, well, I'm going to put the 210 with the T. But actually, you are, in a way, going to do that, but you have to use parentheses in this case here. Because it's 210 on the outside here, but you're going to have to go ahead and times through 210 to the T and then times it by the -5 to solve this problem now. Excuse me, because again, they want to know what the overall total is. So we're looking for the number of trees he started with. We know he removed 5 trees, so that's going to be subtracting by 5. But we knew that each of those trees, each of those remaining trees produced 2 oranges. 10 orange, 210 orange, 210 orange, 210 oranges there. So let's go ahead and type this in, what our initial equation is. So this is 210. We're going to go parentheses. And normally, like I say, we would put the T right after it. But see, we're removing the 5 trees. So we can't go 210 T because that 210 is per tree that's left over, and we don't know what that is. So we got to take that T minus the 5 in parentheses, then times it by the 210. So now we're going to press down the equal sign, and then we're going to go 41790. Okay, now the next part is we want to go ahead and solve this down. So what you want to do is you want to times through this. So right here we get 210T. Now, the next part we're going to take -5 times 210. So we got our 210 here, and we're just going to times them by 5. So that's 0. This is 5, and this is 10. So this is a negative 1050. So negative 1050, and this is equal to 41790. So let's go ahead and use our rule BCD. So let's circle the letter. Let's box our numbers. Now we know that we got to move this box out of here, so we're going to add 1050 to each of these. So 1050 here. So we do so, this will cancel, those boxes will cancel. So you get 210T is now equal to, what do we have here? We have 0, we have 4, we have 8, we have 2, and we have a circle, 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 and I box. So I want to divide by 210. So when I divide by 210, we can figure out what T is. That writing mechanism and everything does appear again. So we want to place in here 4, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm going to divide by 210. So 2, 1, 0. So we get a total of 204 trees. So when we divide, you can clearly see on the calculator it says 204. Let me cut the calculator off. So let's type in 204. Check it, and it's correct. So again, I mean, it's similar to the other ones. You know, you got the word each, you got the word total. So we know that the 41,790 is by itself. We see the word each, and normally you would put that with the 210. But this one's actually a parentheses because we want to figure out how many trees we had. But from that total, we were subtracting by 5, so we had to actually use the parentheses. Okay, next question. It says Carl is boarding a plane. He has 2 checked bags of equal weight that weighs 4 kilograms. The total weight of his baggage is 35 kilograms. So again, Carl is boarding a plane. He has 2 checked bags of equal weight and a backpack that weighs 2 kilograms, and the total weight of Carl's baggage is 35. So let me put this in perspective for you. Now, I'm looking for words that's each and that, and I'm not seeing it on this one. However, I see a total is 35. So I know that's what it's going to equal to. So it's going to equal to 35. Now, you see you have 2 checked bags that have equal weight. So that is your W. So your W is going to go right there. So we're going to have 2W. And you see that he just has a backpack, and they already give you what the backpack weighs. See, this backpack, this single backpack, just weighs 4 kilograms. So we're going to say 2W, because those are 2 baggages we don't know. We do know the backpack weighs 4 kilograms, and then we know the total was 35 kilograms. So again, it should be 2W because we have 2 bags that are equal weight, so we can say 2W. And then we have the backpack that weighs 4 kilograms, so that's our plus 4. And then our total is 35. So let's type that in. So we're going to go 2W, make sure you use the W. We're going to press the plus sign, we're going to press the 4, we're going to press the equal sign, and we're going to go 35. Now, as for the equation, now we're going to solve this down. So find the weight of each of his checked bags. So we're going to circle, we're going to box, and we're going to box. So we're going to get rid of the plus 4, so we make that a minus 4. These will cancel out, so this gives me 2W is equal to now 31. Go ahead and divide this by 2. So W, this is going to be a decimal. So again, you can cut this off, cut the writing mechanism, cut the calculator on. Go back and put into 31, so press 3, 1, press your division sign, and press the 2. So we get an answer which you can see on the calculator is going to be 15.5. And if you think about it, you know, it does make sense because remember his total weight is 35. He has a backpack which we know that weighs 4. It's just these other 2 bags, which are the mystery bags. So really you can use common sense. You could take the 35 subtracted by the 4, so you're left with 31 pounds, or 31 kilograms I should say. And then from here you just divide it by 2 and it's 15.5. So we get 15.5. Jack's mother gave him 50 chocolates to give to his friends at his birthday. He gave 3 chocolates to each of his friends and still had 2 left. Write an equation to determine the number of friends. Well, we're scanning the problem, and it says Jack's mother gave him 50 chocolates to give to his friends. Well, it doesn't come out and say actually the word total here, but he only had 50, so he has 50 chocolates. So he has 50 pieces of chocolate to to give to his friend. Think of that. Or you can think of 50 pennies. So that's all you got is 50 pennies, just 50 right there. He gave 3 chocolates to each of his friends. Notice right there you have 3 and you have the word each. And then he said he had 2 left. So that's like the plus 2 there. That's what we're going to add to it. So this 50 is going to be like the total. And then he gave 3 each. That's going to be the letter like 3x. And we're going to say plus 2. So we could say 3x plus 2 is equal to 50 because that's the total. So he gave 3 chocolates to each of his friends. So that's going to be 3x because there's that word each. Because you want to look for each and per, and you'd be amazed how many times that does occur. Put down your plus sign and then go with your 2. Okay, press your equal sign and then put in 50 because that's your total. So that's your total there. So what we want to do next is we want to solve this down because we want to figure out how many friends he's got, because once he gave out all the candy out, to each friend got 3 pieces of candy, he still had 2 left over. So what we want to do is solve this down, and we want to use that rule again. We want to use our BCD rule. So we want to circle the letters. And then we want to box the numbers and box the numbers. So the opposite of a positive 2 is a negative 2. So each box gets a negative 2 there. This cancels out. This is 3x. And this becomes 48. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to, this is going to be 16. So he had 16 friends there at the party, and each one of these 16 friends of candy, 3 pieces of candy. Well, if you went back and checked, 3 times 16 is 48. Since he had a total of 50, he will have 2 left over. So it does make sense. So right here we type 16.